Hi, I'm American. I'm sorry for everything.
Good evening, welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Charlie Brooker. In the news this week... Also in the news this week, as John Lewis's Christmas advert makes a star of Buster the dog, there's humiliation for one rival as their failed audition tape is leaked online. Michael Gove's neighbours watch on their CCTV as he narrowly avoids stepping on the hidden trap door to their shark tank.
Oh! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Oh! Come on!
And the Republican Party put in place measures to ensure a scandal-free presidency as Donald Trump spots an attractive woman in the crowd. On Ian's team tonight is an actress who, in an interview in 2015, said she was considering emigrating to the United States. I think she's just changed her mind. Please welcome Maureen Lipman. And with Paul tonight is a comedian who, on a programme this week, promised that if Trump won the election, he would never appear on television again. So please welcome shamefaced liar Rich Hall. The safest place to be.
I know.
We start...
Nope, I'm not coming up.
We start with the biggest stories of the week. Paul and Rich, can you see? Take a look at this.
Yes, let's have a look. I wonder what it's going to be. Oh, yeah, this is news that Toblerone has changed the shape of its chocolate. What's happened is the sort of the traditional sort of pyramid shape of the Toblerone, in order to save costs, have actually made the Toblerone gaps bigger. As you can see, a lot of these people are very angry about it. There we are.
Have you noticed anything else that's happened this week, Paul? Tuesday evening?
Oh, bingo night.
I can fill you in.
Oh, Rich knows. He's more of an American than I am.
America's elected its last president.
It's too depressing, it is, and I understand this is a comedy show, although I haven't seen any so far. Well,
We just had a whole lot of footage of Trump. I mean, it's not a comedy show. Do you see his family? It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
You got 4 years of comedy gold coming up. Cheer up. It may involve nuclear weapons and other countries, but it's going to be funny.
Did you see how the news was reported in the world's press?
Yeah, there were some brilliant headlines.
Here is one. That's the Newcastle Herald. Newcastle Herald. There's this one, a German newspaper. Finally, my favourite, this pithy Mexican entry. Do you think this means that misogyny and racial hatred are the way forward?
Not the way that Toblerone have handled it, no.
Everything he says can be underscored by the sound of a beer can opening. We need to get rid of these Mexicans. He always wants to build a wall. I was in York last week. 3 Mexican restaurants in the middle of town. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's it.
It sounds like they're actually very progressive, his voters. They voted for... I mean, you know, it's bad news for minorities and women and all the other people, that many people he's insulted, but on the plus side, progressively, they've elected the first openly crazy man to the most powerful office in the world.
Yeah, because they
Which
believe...
is a step forward. They've broken the rubber-padded ceiling.
It's great to be back on a cliff edge, you know?
Yeah.
With Hillary, you knew what you were going to get.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to get a woman who... I don't know anything about emails either, but she deletes her history, but now we got a guy who's going to delete all history.
How did Trump echo Martin Luther King in his victory speech?
Well, Martin Luther King had a dream, and this guy's a nightmare.
He's a man who's so used to getting his own way, and now he won't be able to get his own way, despite the fact that everybody says, oh, you're the most powerful man in the world. He'll blow up. He'll say something about Angela Merkel. He'll try and knock off the Queen. He'll do something. He won't be able to control himself. It's a long way even before the inauguration.
I thought for a minute you said he's going to try and knock up the Queen, which...
You get a man who stands in front of his country and says, I don't pay my... Oh, I don't pay my tax.
It's uncanny. It's like he's here.
I don't pay my tax. And they think that's great. He's smart. He says, I don't pay my tax because the law doesn't make me. And they vote him in.
It's difficult to know what he could have said that would have put people off voting for him, as he seems to have said everything.
Yeah.
He could have said,
I can
I am
shoot a guy
Hillary Clinton.
You just have to accept there's a lot of dumb people on the planet.
Yeah. And
That's
who
why,
will he
that's
pick
why there's
for this?
ITV.
Are there any silver linings?
Yeah,
that we
he's
can
going to
think
have
of?
a court case as soon as he gets in, because there are 3 places taking him to court for Trump University, which he created to teach people about real estate. And he didn't get any proper staff, and he's made millions. He was charging them like $35,000 to just turn up and have someone chat to them about the housing market.
Are you suggesting that Donald Trump is a crook?
No, I'm suggesting that he's a moron, misogynist, sexist, vulgarian orange head.
Orange head.
Which leads us back to Toblerone's new flavour for Christmas.
I've got a silver lining here.
Have you gone in?
One silver lining.
Yeah.
Katie Hopkins
Yes.
said she'll move to the USA if Trump got elected. So,
That's a good one.
actually, I'm just gonna book her an Uber to get there. Can you think of any other silver linings?
I've never watched an election unfold a U.S. election unfold overnight from London, from watching the BBC overnight. And that's the way, if you want to watch America go down the dumper, watch it through the befuddled nocturnal fog of a man named Andrew Neil. Watch him. A man, he's just barely on top of everything. And he just sits there, and you had other people beside. He looks like he's squeezed in like this. And then when they're not there, he still looks like he's squeezed in. Like his body's trying to eject itself. And he comes out, and he's trying to explain the Electoral College, and nobody quite gets it, because it's impossible to explain, and somebody's got to get it 270. And now you're watching his scoreboard at a bowling alley, and then finally they give up, and they just bring out this guy who just dances on a map. He dances on a map, and he's trying to show all the states with his feet. He's going like, oh, there's Wisconsin, and there's Ohio, and oh, there's a red state turning blue. Oh, I mean, Christ. Trump is becoming president, and the guy's playing Twister. And then finally, there's just at the top of Andrew Neil's head, spray-on thatch thing. And comes back up at 6:30 and says, Trump's president, and great. Trump's president, I'm watching an acorn talk to me.
The longest TV review I've ever heard. There's no point in listening to anybody. I decided this after reading newsprint for the last 2 years. Everyone was wrong about absolutely everything.
No one saw it coming.
Nearly all political punditry, nearly all political analysis turned out to be completely wrong. So that means you just don't have to read this stuff. You just guess. Everything they said would happen didn't happen. Everybody said Trump couldn't possibly win at every point, and it was all rubbish. No one knew anything.
Is that one good thing, that perhaps there'll be no more polls, because they're always wrong?
What will they do instead of polls? They could just cut to a jazz band for 5 minutes on the news.
I think we should do entrails.
Yeah. Look at the polls themselves. Has anybody here ever taken part in a poll? There you go. People aren't savvy enough to cut a wide berth when they see somebody coming at them with a clipboard.
The Sun did have a point. I mean, the Sun had a...
The Sun did have a point.
The Sun
Don't
had a
stop
point.
it.
They had a silver lining. They printed a silver lining today. They said he may be much less crazy than he sounds. Just grasping at straws. Or
This whole thing could be an undercover operation in order for him to become American president, where he can then reveal his true self.
Yeah, it's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Who might be selected for Trump's team?
Ku Klux Klan?
Sarah Palin?
Well, Sarah Palin is rumoured to be in the running for Secretary of State.
You see?
Love Sarah, love her. Who else? Someone closer to home.
Tony Oblerone. it's a Mexican. He's been brought in. Calm the waters.
There's someone who wants a job.
Nigel Farage. Yeah, he's over there.
Oh,
He's
God.
gone already. It's so sad to see him go, isn't it?
Yeah, he wants to be Trump's ambassador to the EU.
Yep.
He's going to be the ambassador.
Oh, no, go for it. Go
What's
for
going
it.
to happen?
We've
gonna
established
happen.
the whole thing is comedy. Let's just go for it.
Can you tell me what was one of the first casualties of the election results?
Yeah, go on.
The Canadian Visitors website shut down.
Yeah,
Right.
Canada's citizenship and immigration website crashed because so many Americans were inquiring about moving there. I fancy somewhere further away than Canada, like Mars. There's been these adverts on the BBC for somewhere called Planet Earth 2.
That's where we go.
Trump's potential to put the cat amongst the pigeons was
Yes.
spotted back in the early 90s. Who by?
Oh, is this Michael Moore or The Simpsons?
No, it's neither of them. It's Saint and Greavesy. What? Saint and Greavesy. Here's an interesting clip.
The draw for the 5th round of the Rumbelows League Cup. Assisting me with the draw are Jimmy Greaves, who will draw the home team, and Donald Trump, who will draw the away team. Number 5, Leeds United.
Against number 6.
Will play Manchester United.
Oh, Donald, you don't realise what you've done there.
This is the shock news for America that after all these years of trying to impose it on the rest of the world, democracy may, in fact, be shit. The Obamas are already making plans for handing over the White House to Donald Trump. They've hidden the nuclear codes and broken the hairdryer. Yet again, the opinion pollsters utterly failed to see the shock result coming. First Brexit, now this. Frankly, I'm off to put a tenner on Honey G to win the X Factor and Ched Evans to be voted Sports Personality of the Year. Ian and Maureen, take a look at this.
Ah,
Taj Mahal?
That's not a judge.
that's the front cover of what I can only describe as the Mail. That's Nigel Farage having his...
Cake and eating it. The thing about Brexit was it was referred to the courts.
Yeah.
The judgment, they said it's got to be referred to Parliament. It's got to have an act of Parliament. And then a lot of the press went sort of slightly bonkers. And the Mail ran this enormous headline, Enemies of the People, about the judges, which isn't... It's not got good precedence, because it was originally Robespierre, just before the terror. Then it was borrowed by Lenin. Then, let's be honest, it was Hitler. Then it was Pol Pot. And then it was the Daily Mail. So it's got a sort of...
The Express got quite emotional about it. They said, today this country faces a crisis as grave as anything since the dark days when Churchill vowed we would fight them on the beaches. Truly, November the 3rd, 2016 was the day democracy died.
Well, a lot of Tories said, can you stop being hysterical? Can we calm down? And The Spectator, which isn't exactly known as a hotbed of radical lefties, said this is a perfectly reasonable judgment. And one Tory MP actually resigned. He said, you know, obviously it's got to go back to Parliament. The UKIPers weren't great either. Suzanne Evans, she said, what's very important is to have an independent judiciary which should be subject to control. Farage said there'd be riots in the streets.
You've drawn a picture of Nigel Farage, haven't you? Maureen?
I have drawn a picture of Nigel.
Oh, yeah. This is a separate career we didn't know existed.
No.
Should we have a quick look at it?
Can we borrow?
Is this in a book that you've got coming out?
It is, Ian, yes.
Good
Thank you.
grief, I was paid so much for that.
Anyway, back to reality.
Yes.
What did Lord Chancellor Liz Truss do wrong?
She didn't speak, did she? Didn't say anything.
She didn't stand up for the judges.
Yeah.
Yes, she did give a very weak and late defence of the judges, not nearly as passionate as we know Liz can be when she's talking about something she truly loves.
Yeah.
We import 2/3 of our cheese. That is a disgrace.
Naturally, many people were looking to the opposition to condemn the press coverage of the judges. What did Jeremy Corbyn do?
He made jam.
Well, actually, he immediately sprang into action. He took to Twitter. I'm on Snapchat. Add Jeremy Corbyn MP or scan below to see snaps of meetings, interviews and the odd bit of gardening. Corbyn was approached by the Daily Mirror about the possibility of an early election. How did he respond?
He said, "Stop harassing me."
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Would you like to see?
I'd love to
Take
see
a
it. I've
look.
watched it
Hilarious.
quite a lot.
Happy if Theresa May got the general election. Okay, he's not happy if she decides to hold the election.
Can we go outside? Because we're being harassed here.
I am a professional. If the country wants to know what the leader of the opposition thinks about the possibility of a general election.
It's never good when you're asked, "Do you want to fight an election?" and you run away out the door. It suggests you're not exactly gung-ho for the democratic challenge.
Did you notice what he did at the end there?
The possibility of a general election.
Basically, as a leader, he shouldn't really be trying to hide. And as a hider, he shouldn't be hiding behind glass. What did we learn about how Corbyn is perceived across the pond this week?
Oh, somebody said he's mad. Was it Clinton? Bill Clinton said, that one's completely mad, he said.
WikiLeaks revealed some more Clinton emails, which revealed that Bill was slightly baffled by Corbyn being made leader last year, saying that Labour had made the unlikely decision to choose the maddest person in the room.
That's not counting Diane Abbott, of course. No, I mean it. No, listen. This is somebody who hasn't even got control of her own breath.
You do Theresa May as well. I'm thinking of political balance here.
I was at a charity for ovarian cancer the other week, and I was just walking towards the. I'll have to get up. Walking towards the microphone, and I suddenly found myself transmogrifying into Theresa May. I just suddenly sort of hollowed out my body and started walking forward like this. And then, you know, the voice is slightly between two registers, isn't it? And there's a slight sort of feeling like that, slightly like that. And I noticed that there were breadsticks on all the tables, so I did point out that breadsticks means breadsticks. So, no, I can't do it.
Anyway, this is the ongoing fight between Brexiteers and Rexiteers, Ramonas, Remainers, Bramonas, Bramainers. Let's call the whole thing off, subject to a judicial review. According to the Daily Star, Brexit has been good news for some people's salaries. Thanks to the slump in the pound against the euro, MEPs like Nigel Farage are pocketing an extra £1,000 a month. Hang on, has this whole thing just been one massive episode of Hustle? There are fears Brexit may be held up by the House of Lords. This week, Andrew Lloyd Webber expressed his irritation at being expected to participate in the House of Lords, saying, "I was put in as an honour, not as a working peer, not as lobby fodder. I'm fed up with the fact that I keep being asked now to go in and vote for things about which I don't have knowledge." All right, Andrew, don't make a song and dance about it. No, really, please, don't make a song and dance about it. And so to round two, the strengthometer of news. Fingers on buzzers. Here is the first one.
Donald Trump has been elected president of the United States of America.
It's the news that Toblerone have betrayed the will of the British people by changing the dimensions of a chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Do you know how the bar has changed?
Yes, the pyramids have sort of got more of a gap between them now.
Yeah. This is a photograph of Toblerone
Yeah,
before.
go on. We're all familiar with that.
And this is
3, 6,
after.
9, 12.
A monstrosity.
People have suggested a use for the new look Toblerone.
I can think of one.
Do you want to know what it is? Can you think of a use for it?
Yeah, you can park 5 bicycles.
That's not a bad suggestion.
You can measure your feet with it.
Yes.
Foot measuring device.
Anything you can measure your feet with.
You put your kid's foot down on one.
Yeah.
And then you cut out the triangles that his foot goes in.
Yeah.
And where his heel meets that.
Yeah, that's it.
Measured his foot.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll work.
Is this Dragon's Den? Is that out? Former Deputy Prime Minister John Prescott got involved in the Toblerone row.
Well, it's a very important issue.
He tweeted, "Brexit just got real." To which one wag replied, "They've announced a post-Article 51.2. People have suggested you can hold your toast in it. Anyway, another snack-related news.
Yeah.
What controversy did a fan of cookies get into this week?
It's the Cookie Monster. I believe made an appearance on the One Show and wore a poppy.
Take a look.
So the Cookie Monster is with us. Welcome to the One Show.
Thank you.
There you go. Lest we forget those who fell at nom 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 Normandy.
Was it a controversy then?
I don't know if you've noticed it, but he's a puppet.
Yeah, but by the standards of the One Show, that's not necessarily a problem. I posted it. I know what I'm talking about.
This is the news that Toblerones have got smaller. One outraged chocolate lover tweeted, "Utterly ridiculous decision. I'll never buy one of these. Good luck finding another last-minute present at Heathrow. I hope your kids like travel adapters." Meanwhile, on the One Show, Chris Tarrant was joined on the sofa by the Cookie Monster, who was controversially wearing a poppy. The BBC admitted they may have made a misjudgment in putting a poppy on the Cookie Monster and hastily cancelled their plans for Big Bird to lay a wreath at the cenotaph. Fingers on buzzers again, please. Here comes the next one.
That's poor Prince Harry. The press have moved in on this, on the new girlfriend, and it is a shame because it's clearly the beginning of a relationship. And just leave him alone.
It wasn't just the press, though, was it? He was having a go at everyone on Twitter and Facebook.
But it's horrible, all this trolleying business. We're living in
trolleying? Is that what it's called now? People coming around your house and throwing a supermarket trolley. Don't like your opinions.
Yeah.
But he was very upset about people being rude about her below the line, as it were.
And a tinge of racism he detected there.
Yes.
Rachel Johnson, writing in the Mail, I believe, described Meghan's mum as a dreadlocked African-American lady from the wrong side of the tracks. Headline in the same paper said, "Harry's girl is almost straight out of Compton," as they revealed the gang-scarred home of her mother. I don't know what gang scarring is. I think it's like pebble dashing.
I did read something in the Express that it would really help if Harry just came and posed for some photographs and then it would all go away.
What sort of photographs?
Probably naked.
He's done that before.
Yeah, and I think she's done a bit of it too.
So well, no, she, to be fair to her, I mean, she's an actress,
yeah.
And she was in a show called Suits, and there was a scene in that was, I think, vaguely steamy, and it ended up...
Suits.
Suits. She was clothed, but it ended up on Pornhub.
Oh.
Are you familiar with Pornhub?
It's incredibly familiar.
Yeah.
Was she wearing a poppy?
That's probably why they're upset, to be fair. What is the press's counter-argument?
He's the prince, he's the second son, it's his job to provide entertainment. The first son is there to be boring, and William's doing that terrifically. And he goes to Canada and says good evening to moose and, you know, other animals, and that goes very well. And the second son, you know, we want a bit of action, bit of raunch, bit of American actress. So that's his job.
To be...
Interesting, naked, like Princess Margaret, pissed.
This is Prince Harry's formal complaint about the treatment of his girlfriend, Meghan Markle. According to The Times, Meghan has been subjected to a wave of sexist and racist abuse. Well, if he will take her round to see his granddad. Time for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication Paint and Resin Times. That's a magazine that doesn't gloss over the issues and isn't afraid to stir up emulsions. And we start with Dave, the record-breaking worm, what?
Is it refuses to take responsibility for the referendum?
Dave, the record-breaking worm, is immediately killed by scientists. Yes, upon finding Dave, the UK's longest-ever earthworm, there he is, Paul Rees sent him to the Natural History Museum, where he was immediately killed in the name of science. Why did he send it to a museum, though? I mean, why not send it to a zoo if he wanted it to live?
Well, it's been a pretty poor zoo that would exhibit a worm. I've seen the worms of Whipsnade.
Don't get out of the car.
Don't get out of the car, they can turn.
Next, fight breaks out when husband comes home and finds his wife, what?
Painted blue.
This is the old joke. Fight breaks out when a husband comes home and finds his wife in bed with 3 policemen. And the husband says, hello, hello, hello. And the wife says, what's the matter? Aren't you talking to me, then? joke. Finds his wife in bed with Dave, the record-breaking worm. That's weird.
Animals are involved.
If I make my husband goes home and finds his wife in bed with an ocelot.
So tempted to give you that.
Well, that's what he said to the ocelot.
Its fight breaks out when husband comes home and finds his wife with another penguin.
With another penguin?
With another penguin. That was the twist! Yes, this is a National Geographic video clip involving a penguin love triangle which ended in violence between the males. Next, bus disguised as brick wall what?
Heads for Mexican border.
Bus disguised as brick wall, seek similar.
It's bus disguised as brick wall turns heads in Liverpool. This is apparently it's from Paint and Resin Times. Now here is the bus.
Oh, wow.
The finishing touch to the exhibit came when the wheels were nicked and it had to be put up on bricks. So there you go.
It's a Liverpool joke.
Take that, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Finally, is what Britain's saddest hobby?
Taking your children to be DNA tested. That would be a pretty sad hobby, wouldn't it? They're not yours.
Consolidating your freckles with a marker pen.
Yeah.
The answer is photographing pub carpets. Britain's saddest hobby. Here you go, here's one.
That's all right.
Oh,
That's all right, it's actually better than you thought, isn't
Yeah.
it? Here's another one.
Art Deco. Very Art Deco.
Racy. And finally, look at this. See? It's actually quite good. Of course, what a mere photograph can't really convey is the squelch. Anyway, the final scores are Paul and Rich with 5 and Ian and Maureen with 3. But before we go, there's just time for the caption competition.
I'm just having this cup of tea and then I'm going home.
Can you go now? I'm expecting an ocelot at 5:30.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists Ian Hislop and Maureen Lipman, Paul Merton and Rich Hall, and I leave you with news that TV audiences around the world are coming to terms with a Donald Trump presidency leading to a destabilised, chaotic and divided America. A resort just outside Moscow hosts a bonding away day for Vladimir Putin's cabinet. And in Dover, 2 UKIP supporters spot a member of the judiciary out for a stroll. Good night.
Hello and welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Victoria Corrin Mitchell. It's week 4 of lockdown, and with everyone cooped up together, couples are really finding out who wears the trousers. And the answer is no one anymore. What's the point? You're not wearing a pair, are you, Ian?
No. I've just got a range of tops for suits.
I'm finding it delightful that you're wearing a suit and tie every week. Thank you very much. Paul, you've been keeping busy?
Yes, I've built my own spaceship and I'm currently circulating the Earth at a height of 13 feet, thereby maintaining a 6-foot distance from even our tallest citizens.
Joining Ian tonight is Deborah Meaden, star of Dragon's Den. Obviously you can't record that now, as no one's allowed to say I'm out. How are you down in Somerset, Deborah?
I was having a lovely time, but I'm now getting a little fed up of feeding animals and weeding the garden. So yeah, I'm ready, raring to go.
Apparently you've got 7 horses, a pig, 3 sheep, so you're all right for food, I assume.
But I don't actually eat the horses.
Yet.
And on Paul's team tonight is the comedian Phil Wang. He was due to record a show for Netflix in May. Now he'll just be watching Tiger King like everyone else. Phil, your latest show is a profound meditation about morality and the modern sense of self. So you're used to not hearing any laughs?
Yes, yeah. So this recording should come very naturally.
Let's have a look at what's been going on this week. There's been some fun stuff on the internet. A grandmother has gone viral playing football in her back garden. What nickname do you think the internet have given that grandma?
Is it Granny Lineker?
Granny Lineker, that's good.
It must be Jimmy Savile. Does she not look like Jimmy Savile to you?
No, give us a break,
It's
then.
crying out.
No?
Phil, what do you think the press might have nicknamed the granny?
Nana Donna.
You're the closest.
Oh, that's very good.
She's been nicknamed Granaldo.
Granaldo, I mean, that's just dreadful.
Let's have a look at the weatherman from BBC Wales, Owen Wynne Evans, having to segue from his report into the main BBC News.
That's the forecast. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.
Excellent.
Let's get on with the show, and we'll start with the biggest stories of the week. Ian and Deborah, have a look at this.
He's back. Easter miracle. There he is, which is good.
Oh, Matt Hancock, checking he's still got hair after all his worry. Pretty, sticking with the pictures. Going to do colouring in rather than numbers.
Right, you, sunbathing. Oi, keep your distance.
Actually, I kind of do think they should stop them for sunbathing, but I thought it was ironic because he was actually about 4 metres away and then he approached to within about a metre.
I like the way as well in that video where the policeman originally went for his loud hailer, which I assumed the camera was going to pan round and we would see somebody like 200 feet away, but he was actually right there, so made me laugh, that.
Most of the issues were lost under the fact that the Prime Minister's all right again. He's come out of hospital, he's fine. And because it was at Easter, a lot of the, let's say, more Tory press decided this was some sort of miracle and that Boris had become the Messiah. And someone was quoted, some senior Tory, saying he's risen. And as we all know, he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Also, every time in the past when Boris has risen, it's never really led to anything more than trouble.
We're obviously very pleased and relieved that Boris Johnson is better. But what was ironic about his assessment of his treatment?
He listed the 2 nurses who'd looked after him, both of whom were immigrants, which again hadn't been the main focus of the right over the past 5 years or so in terms of dealing with the health service. So that was quite ironic.
Do you remember a vote in 2017?
There was a vote about doctors' pay, was there not? About whether it was a good idea, and various people in public life voted the other way and decided that the health workers weren't really worth any more money. And I'm afraid the Prime Minister was one of them.
Priti Patel, Dominic Raab, Michael Gove, they all voted against the pay rises. How else has Matt Hancock infuriated people on the front line?
The ones I know were most annoyed by his suggestion. Someone says, we haven't got enough protective equipment, and he says, you have, but you're just using it wrong. Now, the middle of a national crisis when the people at the front line are doing their best isn't always a great time to try and shift the blame towards them.
Matt Hancock's argument appears to be that the NHS would have enough PPE if only they don't use it.
Shall we have a look at how the government have handled accusations of incompetence?
Badly.
Let's have a look.
But no apology, Home Secretary, for these failings which NHS staff and their families blame on the government.
Well, I'm sorry if people feel that there have been failings. I'll be very, very clear about that.
That's great. That's one of those I'm sorry if.
When I first started having, when I had a business that had customer complaints, to kind of protect ourselves, we'd use the if you feel. We're not admitting it. It's not our responsibility if you feel. I learnt very quickly that really winds people up.
It just means if other people are so stupid as to take offence by the fact that I've done something they don't like, then I'm sorry for them. It's a non-apology.
Speaking of Priti Patel, did you see how when it was Priti Patel's turn to have a go at messing up the press briefing, her describing how many people have been tested for the coronavirus?
Oh.
Let's have a look.
I can report, through the government's ongoing monitoring and testing programme, that as of 9 a.m. today, there have been 974,000 tests carried out across the UK.
Phil, you've got an engineering degree. Just talk us through that number.
Yes, that number is what is known as the Goldilocks point of the ideal number of tests to have. It's a very rare number. It's only been used a couple of times in history.
Isn't it more worrying that the Home Secretary can't read a number, so that this fine, if you go outside and you're sunbathing for 150 quid, might be 150,000 quid? by the end of the week. Or if there's a prison sentence for walking your dog at the wrong time of day, maybe that'll be 10 years or 50 or 100,000 years. I'm genuinely worried. I mean, you know, we did quite a lot of jokes about the Shadow Home Secretary, who wasn't very good on numbers in terms of the police. But, I mean, Priti Patel, she's in a league of her own. You've got to give it to the Tories. I mean, this is class number wangology.
And what about the police? They're encouraging people to inform on their neighbours now for persistent rule infringement. How are people with holiday homes trying to get around being stopped with luggage in the car?
Oh, I don't know, but they're all driving down at night, aren't they? Wasn't there lots of rumours about clandestine driving down the A303?
They're driving down in their cars with no luggage, and they're getting a courier company to send the luggage on, so that when the police stop them and they say, are you moving down here? They say, no, we're not. We haven't got any luggage.
Which has given me the idea for a quiz. Shall we play a quiz?
Yes.
Have you got buzzers there?
I have.
Is that a real animal? I haven't got my glasses on.
No, that's my dog's squeaky toy.
Phil, what have you got?
I've got a candle in a jar.
Lovely. Ian, have you got a buzzer?
Yep. I've got a tin of multivitamins to go and supplement my frosty diet, which is very, very important.
OK, I've got a tiny motorbike and sidecar, and I can make an engine noise for that to simulate the sound that it would be making if it was a real one.
Well, that's absolutely perfect. I hope there's no luggage in that car.
No, completely empty.
So, this quiz is about what you can and can't do during a lockdown, according to the police. I will give you an activity and you tell me whether you can do it or not. Fingers on buzzers. Kick a football in your front garden. Paul?
Yeah, you are allowed to, but somebody was stopped the other day and the police were being rather over officious because you are allowed to be in your own garden, but somebody was stopped and they were actually being stopped wrongly by the police.
According to the police, you cannot kick a football in your front garden if it doesn't look like a front garden. That's why a police officer in Rotherham stopped a father playing football with his kids, and the officer was described by their superior as ill-informed.
Since when did the police become landscape architects? Why are they the judge of what's a front garden?
Constable was known for his landscapes.
Next question, fingers on buzzers. Is it okay to drive to the Lake District in masks? Phil?
I'm going to say no.
You have to go in a motor vehicle. The mask will not sustain engine and wheels.
The answer is no. A family stopped in their car by police over Easter had driven up from London to the Lake District claiming this was okay because they were driving in gloves and masks. But the police fined them and then were rude about them on Twitter, calling them clowns and idiots. Is that all right, Ian, the police being rude about people on Twitter?
No, I think you know, if they want to do their job, that's great. But I think gloating about it afterwards on Twitter, no.
Next question. Although the police are cracking down on certain activities, what was nevertheless quite popular over the Easter holidays? What were a lot of people getting up to that they shouldn't? It's to do with phones.
Oh, no.
Masts. 5G masts.
They've been out destroying these 5G masks because apparently we can catch coronavirus through them.
Might this be true, the 5G thing?
No, and one of the giveaways is that Eamon Holmes said it might be. It's always worth having those key indicators flashing, and Eamon Holmes is certainly one of them. The other thing is when he was questioned about it, he said that there was, he immediately said that this wasn't being challenged by state media. Now, as soon as someone talks about the British press as state media, you know they've been on the internet too long. It really is time for them to go out in the garden, have a bit of sunshine and stop believing complete rubbish. And the idea that a 5G network can give you a virus it's not merely an opinion or an interesting conspiracy. It's just bollocks.
Eamon Holmes started trying to imply that the mainstream media was misrepresenting facts, failing to acknowledge that he was doing so on This Morning on ITV.
Shall we have a look at the footage?
But what I don't accept is mainstream media immediately slapping that down as not true when they don't know it's not true. No one should attack or damage or do anything like that, but it's very easy to say it is not true because it suits the state narrative.
There's his wife sitting next to him with that expression on her face that says, "Oh, here we go again." It's bad enough hearing this across the breakfast table without him now broadcasting to the dozens of people that are watching their show.
And amusingly, he then had to apologise. I mean, not for his show, which, I mean, it's long overdue, but for actually coming up with this nonsense.
Finally, how did Nigel Farage's nether regions cause a stir?
Oh, he did a Facebook Live or something in very short shorts and with the camera far too close to said short shorts.
No.
Does he play for West Ham? He's wearing their colours.
I mean, you have to admire his commitment to Brexit. Even his balls want to leave.
Yes, this is coronavirus, which has been in the news this week. Priti Patel gave her briefing flanked by government advisers who kept the strict 2 metres away from her, which the Home Office has recommended with Priti Patel for about 5 years. One of the first things Boris Johnson did on recovering from coronavirus was read some Tintin books. A part-time journalist with a little dog who, when you look back at some of the older stuff, comes across as a bit racist. Still, we're glad he's better. When it was announced that Boris Johnson was in recovery, there was also a terrible piece of news. His father was available for comment. Paul and Phil, take a look at this.
Right, that's the Welsh flag, isn't it? Yes, we're in a very slopey, steep road. The steepest road in the world has been held by this Welsh road. There's a man measuring it. Yes, there's been a controversy over what is the steepest road in the world. And I think that road in Wales was very proudly holding the record for the steepest road.
The Welsh road won the title off the New Zealand road last year. But now the New Zealand road has won it back. And I don't quite know how you've done that. I don't know how you win back steepest road.
The measurement has changed in some way. Have they sort of started measuring it from the curb or from further up the hill?
Did Priti Patel do the numbers?
The measuring system changed. So this is the new title holder, Baldwin Street in New Zealand. And here's the previous title holder, 4th Penchleck Street in Harlech in Wales. According to the Times, the residents of Baldwin Street flew a local surveyor over on a fact-finding mission, and having examined the street, he realised that if the measurement was taken from the centre of each road rather than the outer edges, Baldwin Street was steeper.
Is this really something you ought to be proud of? Because isn't this just like a result of bad town planning to have a very steep street? It's just a hazard, isn't it? It's like having the world's most dangerous roundabout or Europe's longest running house fire. Why would you be proud of this?
They shouldn't have built any houses up the top. That's the problem. You wouldn't need a road then.
On the subject of planning, what has East London rapper Getz announced he's planning to do?
Yeah, he's doing a tour in his house. So he's doing a gig in the bathroom, then another one in the living room, another one in the kitchen. I think a couple of them have sold out already. So there's one in the shed. There we are, look, sold out.
This is the Welsh village that lost the title of the world's steepest street to a town in New Zealand. It's a big story, if you're that way inclined. There's more bad news for residents of 4th Penchleck. They've also lost the record for the world's fittest postman. And so to round two. In a change to the picture spin quiz this week, it's the image rotation conundrum. Fingers on buzzers, teams. You've changed your noise.
Yeah, I did, yeah. It's one of those things that the world is ever changing. I didn't really know the answer to this, but I just wanted to blow my whistle. Isn't this about monkeys were apparently 40,000 years ago sailed from one part of the world to another in a boat?
They travelled from Africa to South America on rafts of storm-tossed vegetation over 30 million years ago on this sort of raft of vegetation. And what proof do you think the scientists have of this?
Ticket stubs?
Was it on the front cover of the first Private Eye?
Yeah, under the title Monkey Business.
The evidence is apparently that a set of fossilised teeth were found in Peru and they matched up with those of a monkey originating from Africa. So they're saying this must mean that the monkey travelled.
Unless the monkey had a particularly good dentist.
You know what the sailing monkeys were called?
Yes, I do.
Well, just for everyone else's benefit, they're a type of prehistoric monkey called that.
Eucalypithecus perdita. The lost eucalyptus monkey.
They were going to go with Boaty McBoatface, but they weren't allowed.
Finally, how has one man been helping his gerbils cope with lockdown?
Has he been tying him to bungee ropes and chucking him out the window? Well, I mean, I don't know. It's a difficult question to answer, really, because I don't know what would entertain a gerbil.
He's actually built them an art gallery. Here it is.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's a Vermeer and a Klimt and a Munch.
Plus Munch's The Squeak.
This is the story of a group of monkeys who crossed the Atlantic from Africa to South America 34 million years ago. According to the New Scientist, the monkeys crossed the Atlantic and landed in Peru, having passed a bear in a duffel coat going the other way. Also in the news, scientists have discovered a 66-million-year-old bird, which they've dubbed Wonder Chicken. Dr. Daniel Field from Cambridge University said finally discovering the Wonder Chicken in a quarry on the Belgian-Dutch border was the most exciting moment of my career. I know how he feels. I cried after queuing for hours outside Waitrose before getting my hands on the last pack of drumsticks. Here's your next rotating image quiz.
Donald Trump has had a meltdown to put even himself at shame. Confronted by a press briefing in Washington, took him to task on his response to coronavirus, and instead of accepting any responsibility, he just went on a tirade against them and how they're out to get him.
What video did he play during the press briefing for everyone to enjoy?
Well, it was a video of his greatest hits of everything that he's done right since January, but ignoring what he did in February, which was nothing.
But is it not the case, Deborah, that say what you like about Donald Trump, he is a tremendously astute and brilliant businessman?
Can I just say, Victoria, can you stop asking me questions? You're just fake. That's fake journalism. That is just fake. That is just, stop it. That's awful. No.
Let's have a look at it. Keep your eye on Trump as he plays this video about how great he is.
Interesting. We have a few clips that we're just going to put up. We could turn the lights a little bit lower. I think you'll find them interesting. And then we'll answer some questions. I'll ask you some questions, because you're so guilty, but forget it. But most importantly, we're going to get back onto the reason we're here, which is the success we're having, okay? Please, you could put it on. Thank you.
How worried should Americans be about coronavirus?
Coronavirus is not going to cause a major issue in the United States.
Well, we've asked them to accelerate whatever they're doing in terms of a vaccine.
Obviously, the news channels cut away then because they thought it was turning into a campaign video.
He has a problem with the role of the press, who he imagines are there to say that he's marvellous and he's done everything right. And he cannot get his head around the fact that somebody might not think he is marvellous, and this might be true. I mean, the video he played was an attack on the press. It was basically saying the press underestimated the strength of the pandemic, whereas he dismissed it as a hoax. He didn't underplay it. He said it didn't exist, but he left that bit out. He's too mad for Fox News. I mean, that's quite an achievement.
But let's reassure ourselves that Donald Trump is across the finer detail of the pandemic. Here he is sharing his expert knowledge.
The germ has gotten so brilliant that the antibiotic can't keep up with it. And they're constantly trying to come up with a new. People go to a hospital and they go for a heart operation. That's no problem, but they end up dying from problems. You know the problems I'm talking about. There's a whole genius to it. We're fighting, not only is it hidden, but it's very smart.
Well, that makes one of them.
It's like he's learned everything he knows about germs from those toilet cleaning ads. You know, the ones where the germs have got faces, you know, and they talk to you and they're clever little germs.
Yeah, I think he's confronted his first enemy that he can't sort of compliment into striking a deal with him. He doesn't know how to deal with it. He wants to take the virus to Mar-a-Lago and play a couple of rounds of golf with it, but he doesn't know how to handle this.
This is the news that Donald Trump might not be the best person to tackle a global pandemic. At a White House briefing this week, Trump hit out at reporters in what one network described as the biggest ever meltdown from a US president. Well, since Bill Clinton got his dry cleaning bill. Donald Trump was full of praise for COVID-19 this week, describing it as a very brilliant enemy, a genius. It's very smart. No, Donald, not flattering the curve. Time now for the odd one out rounds. Just one between you this week. Your four are Cato, a 64-year-old Frenchman, Bernie Sanders, and Meghan and Harry.
Well, Meghan and Harry have just launched their foundation in Los Angeles. Bernie Sanders has withdrawn from the race. Cato's, I've no idea.
Cato used to launch himself, didn't he, at...
Inspector Clouseau, yeah.
What did Cato used to do?
Well, he used to attack Inspector Clouseau without warning to test Inspector Clouseau's reactions.
Well, if you got Boris, it would be that they've all hidden in a fridge. But he's not on there.
Did you hear about a 64-year-old man in Saint-Dizier in France causing a bit of a flap with the French Air Force? Did you see this story?
He went on a retirement present ride in a fighter jet and accidentally ejected himself out of it within seconds.
Yes, he was so nervous. He got given this present of a trip in a fighter jet, and the force made him float in his seat and involuntarily grab a lever next to him, and he accidentally ejected himself from the plane. Although he did land safely with a parachute in a nearby field, he was fine.
Harry and Meghan have ejected themselves from the royal family.
I think I might have to tell you, they have all made a surprising exit, except for Cato, who was known for making a surprise entrance. So this chap ejected himself from a plane.
There was nothing surprising about Bernie Sanders' exit. been predicted for the last 5 weeks.
And what about Meghan and Harry? Where have they gone that's a surprise?
Again, that's not very surprising.
No, we all knew they were going to Canada. What's surprising about that?
And then they went to Hollywood.
They've gone to LA.
They've left Canada.
They were always going to go to LA.
Yeah, this question's only surprising to people who don't know anything. Cato is making an exit from a fridge. This question...
You've got me there.
This question is an insult to us and to our viewers.
They have all made a surprising exit except for Cato, who was known for making a surprise entrance, unless you think of that entrance as an exit, in which case they've all made a surprise exit and there's no odd one out. Cato was played by the actor Burt Kwok, who, according to IMDb, played many roles, including Imperial Army Major Yamauchi in Tenko and Entwistle in Last of the Summer Wine. So both characters took part in atrocities then. Bernie Sanders caused a shock by ending his presidential campaign and endorsing Joe Biden. Despite being on the left of American politics, Joe Biden still doesn't support a national health service. And if 8 p.m. last night is anything to go by, neither do the people at number 28 on my street. You're on the list, Sue and Trevor. Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication, Scuba Diver magazine. Dominic Rabb reads it. He likes to know there are other people who are out of their depth. And we start with... At the 2020 International Diving Show in Coventry, I was particularly impressed by what?
I was particularly impressed by the fact people found a way to go diving in a landlocked part of the country.
At the 2020 International Diving Show in Coventry, I was particularly impressed by Dick Proctor's hat.
The answer is, at the 2020 International Diving Show in Coventry, I was particularly impressed by the complimentary parking. The show was compared by Miranda Krestovnikov. And if you have a persistent Krestovnikov, please self-isolate. Next, new archaeological find shows that Neanderthals were able to what?
Able to balance a professional and family life.
New archaeological find shows that Neanderthals were able to grasp complex technologies and numeracy. This is the news that Neanderthals were smarter than we previously thought and were able to weave complex textiles. According to the Daily Mail, scientists have discovered ancient yarn, presumably told by Barry Cryer. And lastly, you know what is special when even the Germans are doing it?
Wearing fancy dress?
Comedy?
You know that deep sea diving amongst the coral is special when even the Germans are doing it.
There you go. You know diving in the Maldives is special when even the Germans are doing it. Yes, this is an article from Scuba Diver magazine about the joys of going on a diving holiday in the Maldives. And if you're thinking of diving in the Maldives sometime in the future, there are many beautiful things you'll be able to see underwater, like the Maldives. Germans are, of course, big fans of diving. We all remember Jürgen Klinsmann, don't we, Ian?
Was he in Das Boot?
He was wearing a pair of them.
So the final scores are: Ian and Deborah have 3, Paul and Phil have 7.
We can't have lost.
Deborah, myself and Phil are willing to sell 30% of our points for a £10,000 stake on your behalf.
Just trying to work that one out.
Before we go, there's just time for the caption competition.
Bad news, the monkeys got there before us.
That's great. On which note, we say thank you to our panellists Ian Hislop and Deborah Meaden, Paul Merton and Phil Wang. And I leave you with the news that after 2 public shamings, New Zealand's health minister is taking no chances on being spotted as he travels to his holiday home in Greece. And in Bristol, residents infuriated by a spate of cycle thefts have found a way of making their bikes unappealing to would-be thieves. Good night.
Can I just apologise? I'm losing my voice. I'm going to sound very odd. I apologise. I've brought some liquid cocaine.
Good evening. Welcome to Have I Got News for You? I'm Martin Clunes. In the news this week, to the delight of fans, the star of The Revenant takes a stroll around the grounds of his recently purchased Beverly Hills mansion. On his way to launch a campaign encouraging people to holiday at home this summer, England's head of tourism phones to say he might be slightly late. And in the final of Robot MasterChef, the title's in the bag for the ZX-1E, unless he makes a mistake with the boiled egg. On Ian's team tonight is a Salford-born comedian whose first job was collecting glasses in a pub. But things changed when he started doing stand-up there, as the audience would helpfully throw them at him. Please welcome Jason Manford. And with Paul tonight is the Labour MP for Birmingham, Yardley, who says you have to be a remarkable and amazing woman to be offered a job where you're in charge. Average men get there all the time. Thanks, love. Welcome, please, Jess Phillips, MP. And we start with the biggest stories of the week. Ian and Jason, take a look at this.
Oh, yeah, this is when Grindr went wrong.
Is that it again?
Oh, right, he's back allowed in, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't see where that one went. And that's the general public. This is the latest instalment.
Yeah, the referendum on the 23rd of June that everyone's, like, really knowledgeable about and knows what's going on. And they've left it up to us, which...
Is that an error?
I don't even know how to work series link. So... I'm worried that there's a lot of people like me who've been left with this decision to make. Like, that's why we have government and that.
What, you expect them to make the decisions for you?
I would like them to make... Yeah, of course, I've got one decision, and that is who I'd like to be in charge making decisions.
Yep. So... Jess can help you out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm voting to remain in the European Union.
What's the reason? I mean, I've read some of the things. I did one of them quizzes online. I thought it was like...
I don't want to know
Nothing
about
like
it.
How you should vote, and there was like an online quiz,
Yeah.
you know, to see which way you think you should be by answering certain questions. And there was loads of things I didn't know, like if we leave the EU, energy bills could go up by 500 million. Now, I can't afford that.
Yeah, there's lots of reasons for voting in, mainly because of the people who are on the outside. So do you want to be on the same side as Nigel Farage, George Galloway...
Jeremy Corbyn.
Just about.
I genuinely don't know about the money thing, because I keep seeing them say this £350 million a week. That's all I'm seeing. Is that how much it costs to be in the
No,
EU?
because that doesn't include the rebate or what they
It's a
spend.
lie.
That's what's confusing
Nearly all the figures you see are rubbish.
So you're telling me that some of the stuff these politicians are saying might be untrue?
In this debate,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's all.
I asked my dad, actually, I said, what are you thinking? He went, well, I guess Remain, I think. I thought I'll go Remain, because what I don't want is, when you go on holiday, that queue for the non-EU passport is always massive. I thought that's the most British way of deciding, queuing.
Opinion pollsters have clearly detected the nation's almost catatonic with boredom, so that they've been trying to liven things up. Anyone know how they've been doing that?
Well, they've tried to get young people in by calling the referendum Votey McVoteface.
They've been ringing people up and asking them how they think fictional characters would vote in the referendum. Oh, yes.
Wow.
You know any of the people that they...
Sherlock Holmes must be in there.
Yes, and what do you think they said that he would say?
Oh, he'd be in favour of staying in Europe. Sherlock Holmes.
Reluctantly out, apparently.
Reluctantly? Is he reluctant because he really doesn't have a vote because he's a fictional character?
And how about Mary Poppins?
She loves to travel.
She's a floating voter. According to The Times, despite the threat posed by the free movement of Eastern European nannies, voters consider that she would advocate staying in. Captain Mannering, in or out?
In.
Out?
Oh.
It's unclear how the rest of Dad's army would vote, as when the pollster asked Captain Mannering, he said, don't tell him, Pike. Basil Fawlty.
Oh, definitely out.
Very much out, you're right. And I'll open
What do you mean
this
I'm
one.
right?
You're right. You concur with the voting public?
I concur with the voting public. OK, go on then.
Sorry, go on.
No, you go on.
I was wondering if Boris counted as a fictional character.
Yes!
Yeah.
This voice of yours, Ian, I really like it. It's good. Do you take requests? Are there certain sentences you'll say in this voice?
Anything you like.
Have you ever been to Cairo, my dear?
Have you ever been to Cairo, my dear?
It's lovely.
Can you say, that's not just any hummus, it's Marks and Spencer's hummus?
You don't say that. You don't say that.
Of course.
I'll do it in the voice of Jeremy Corbyn. That's not just any hummus, that's...
They, at Wetherspoons, the chain of pubs, they've started printing beer mats that say that are sort of pro exit.
What did they say? Leave?
Yeah. I just thought it was great. I thought, if you're sat in a Wetherspoons reading the beer mat, you shouldn't be allowed to make choices.
And who have the Remainers brought out to inject a bit of vigour and pizzazz into their knackered campaign?
Well, Ryanair have said that we should stay in, which I don't know anybody who likes Ryanair. Which, like,
yeah, we all use it.
Who else are you going to get? Like the roadworks on the M6.
I was actually thinking of Kenneth Clarke.
Oh, yeah, he came out and he said that Boris was like a nice Trump.
That means something else in the north, I think. Yeah. He said, Boris and Donald Trump should go away for a bit and enjoy themselves and not get in the way of serious issues which modern countries face in the 21st century. No, Boris probably wouldn't go away with Trump. But he has been up to something with Michael Gove recently.
They had a go at the Prime Minister. This polite bit of the referendum debate is over. They're just going straight for it now.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Blue on Blue. It's a website. And they do say, and they do in that voice, there's going to be a coup. You heard it here first.
Just about.
Yeah.
One anonymous Tory rebel said quite a nasty thing
Not
in the
much of a
Sunday
rebel, is
Times.
he?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Don't say it was me!
Well, you wouldn't want to, no, this is what he said. I don't want to stab the Prime Minister in the back. I want to stab him in the front so I can see the expression of his face.
They've said that win, lose or draw, they're going to try and get rid of him anyway.
Well, it's not that easy getting rid of a useless leader, is it, Jess?
In my defence, before you say it, I didn't ever threaten to stab my leader, although the Metropolitan Police were called on me twice.
Were they? What did you
Because it seems that people online can't understand a metaphor. I actually was saying something quite nice about my leader. I was saying I won't plot behind his back, I'll tell him to his face. But yes, obviously in a slightly more stabby way. What are you going to do? I still didn't make it onto the hostile list when they wrote it, and I've had the police called on me.
What category are you in, then?
I was just second from hostile, penultimate hostile.
Right, what's that called?
Naughty. Core group negative.
Core
group negative. Yeah.
Sounds like a disease.
First symptoms, hoarseness of voice.
So let's make the most of this, our final chance to talk about the EU.
Oh, God, if only it was the final chance to talk about
on this programme it is. Let's see it off with a quick-fire buzzer round of E-University Challenge. Fingers on buzzers. Why are there 12 stars on the EU flag?
Is that how many times we've won the World Cup?
You have to press your button. Jason?
It's us. It's us.
What? Oh, sorry.
That's one of the things they test you when you go into university. Can you spot a light coming on?
I was looking over there. I didn't know there were lights.
It's nice in the winter months, though. What was the question? Because there was originally 12 member states.
No.
No.
There is no reason. There just are 12 arranged in a circle that apparently symbolises unity.
Yeah.
Or it may not. Fingers back on buzzers. Where is the highest toilet in Europe? Merton?
How do I have to go like this?
He wasn't a Merton. Merton, life.
Yeah.
Mont Blanc?
Yes! Yeah, very good. Which specific location in Europe sells more chocolate than anywhere else in the world? Specific location. Phillips, Merton.
Cadbury's Birmingham?
I say I'm not going Cadbury's Birmingham. I'm going Bern Airport, Switzerland.
Kind of in the right department, but the wrong country. Brussels Airport.
Switzerland isn't in the EU.
Oh, isn't it?
No.
Brussels Airport sells over 800 tonnes of Belgian chocolate every year. One of the best known being praline. Each chocolate is crafted by hand and filled with caramelised truffle, making it the perfect gift to buy your loved ones at the airport when you couldn't be asked to buy something better earlier. In 1866, Liechtenstein sent its entire army of 80 soldiers off to the Austro-Prussian War. What was unusual about the number of soldiers that returned? Jason,
it was
Hislop.
more.
What?
It was more, I was going to say.
Yes, do you know the...
I don't know. Is that the actual answer? Yeah, because when they got there, they just started chatting to me. It's dead nice. Really nice.
Lovely uniform.
Oh, yeah, they look after you.
Yes, 80 went to war and 81 came back. They'd been forbidden to engage in any form of military combat, so none were killed. And then an Italian joined up because he was looking for work. So this is the ongoing EU debate. Donald Trump is arriving in Britain the day after the referendum to open a newly refurbished golf course in Turnberry, Ayrshire. Trump is always keen to talk about his strong Scottish roots. They're made from goat's hair and are designed to hold the rest of the wig in place. Bristol Council was accused of influencing voters after printing this handy guide on how to complete your ballot paper.
It's a bit blatant.
Seems fair to me.
They've now agreed to reprint them without the controversial Leave the European Union box. Paul and Jess, here's your boring question.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is obviously a tunnel. It's into the outside world. Cuckoo clock, Switzerland. We're in the land of Switzerland.
Not in the EU.
This is definitely not in the EU. This is Angela Merkel, and he's blessing the opening of a tunnel with the traditional rosemary. This is the opening ceremony of the world's longest tunnel. Has been built under the Alps, 35 miles long, and it came in exactly on time. It was, in fact, when they finished it was actually 20 minutes early. What they said it was going to be.
And they had a massive, brilliant opening ceremony with, like, a baby with big wings and...
Yeah, baby with big wings.
Alpine horns.
Yeah. Oh, it's the baby with big wings that everybody talks about.
Is he the spirit of the Alps?
Oh, is he the ancient god Toblerone that comes down and makes everything triangular?
Sometimes when I'm driving home after a gig at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I sort of start to nod off a little bit, and then I look at the fellas doing roadworks. I've seen that.
In other engineering news, how did Sarah Guppy's pilings contribute to the building of the Clifton Suspension Bridge?
This bridge wouldn't have happened without her.
Oh, really?
She worked how to stack up stone on a riverbank so you could build a large bridge over it.
Oh.
And Brunel should have, I think, given her the credit.
Typical.
Well, she declined to take any credit for this engineering achievement, saying women must not be boastful. I leave that with you, Jess.
She was a fool, clearly, regardless of piling machine
she
or
wasn't.
otherwise.
She also invented a dust-proof four-poster bed.
Every woman's dream.
With a built-in exercise machine.
A four-poster bed was an exercise machine.
She invented a... So, at the end of that round, Paul and Jess have no points, and Ian and Jason have 2 points. Things are hotting up.
It says 2 and 2.
Oh! Well, that's a rotten trick. It said 0 when I looked.
You can't believe any of the figures.
I think we identified.
Recount.
Martin, we'll do the scores one more time.
One more time.
OK.
Yes, you bloody will.
Yeah.
Then there'll be an appeal.
Still lose.
I want a large mandate.
I beg your pardon?
Don't we all love
So, at the end of that round, 2 points each. Very exciting. So on to round 2, the picture spin quiz. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Now, this is Farage.
How is it?
Yeah.
They're laughing already. But this is a very tricky one because this is a Tory election fraud. And if it's proved that the Tories rigged this election, then it means that Farage gets in and becomes an MP. So you've got to weigh up, what do you want? An honest election or him?
It doesn't just go to the next man, does it? I think we have another election.
Yeah, another decision.
Yeah.
Oh, stop. I have to make decisions on your behalf, like, every day.
Do you?
Yeah, it's tiring.
What are you two? What, have you got something going?
I'd never have picked that outfit.
Rude. Did I?
You look lovely, darling. I've only
Too late now, that's it. I'm voting Brexit. So this is just, they spent too much money on trying to win.
They didn't declare. Lots of young Tory volunteers get on the bus and go down and stay the night and bully each other and whatever they do. And then in the morning they go around saying vote Tory. And you're meant to declare that locally.
Right.
And there's a suggestion they did it nationally. So it's a big accountancy story.
Oh, I see, right.
Yeah.
The battle bus, it just makes people feel important.
Right.
It does.
Hey, we're on the battle bus.
Of course, if you call it that. I might start calling the 192 to Stockport the battle bus.
Yes, it was one of the most tightly fought battles in the country, according to the Daily Telegraph. Nigel Farage lost by less than 3,000 votes to Tory Craig McKinley. UKIP supporters were outraged by the allegations of overspending, while Telegraph readers were outraged by the use of the word less instead of fewer.
The Tories tried to appeal the decision of the judge, and they lost it today, I believe.
Oh, did they?
They were told, do one. We're having more time.
And what has the Conservative Party been doing to assist with the inquiries so far?
They're hiring a QC to resist.
They've hired a laddie.
They've hired a Latin?
A laddie.
Really got interest in there, hasn't it? Aladdin, that would be excellent.
James Addy, QC.
Oh, right.
Oh. Yes, yes. This is the allegations about Tory election expenses. The alleged electoral... that's quite hard to say, actually.
Electoral?
No, the alleged
Electoral.
electoral.
Oh, the alleged
Electoral.
Oh, if I say it properly, it's easier.
What my advice is drop the alleged.
The alleged electoral abuse has been picked up by Russia Today. They've long campaigned against electoral fraud. Ever since that time, Vladimir Putin only polled a suspiciously low 107% of the vote. Fingers on your buzzers, teams.
This is the Invisible Man's been found dead. This was this a lad who, like a teenager, who in an art gallery or a museum put some glasses on the floor, and people just started randomly throughout the day just looking at it as if it was a piece of art.
And Charles Saatchi's bought it for £5 million.
It's actually a companion piece. The other one is short-sighted man wheezing fish tank. I'll buy them both together.
Yeah, they were put in the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art by 17-year-old prankster T.J. Kayatan, who was unimpressed with some of the art on display, and he set out to test the theory that people will stare at and artistically interpret anything in a gallery setting. And it seems he was right. And it wasn't just his glasses. There was a baseball cap.
That's right, yeah.
There we go. And a bin.
That bloke saying, it's rubbish.
Hey!
Thank you very much.
One commentator on Facebook said, what's really awesome about this is that by placing his glasses there and inspiring people to look at them in a new light, and by what he was trying to convey by doing so, this guy did in fact create a work of modern art. Sweet. Twat. This is the student who turned his own spectacles into an artwork by putting them on the floor of a gallery. Actually, the joke was on him as he completely ruined the £10 million world-renowned work of art called Floor. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
Is it a difference between London and Manchester? London, the south and the north? Different accents or different words are used?
Salford, that just. I know it's picky, but they will start writing in.
Well, this is the news that, according to a recent study, the London accent is taking over the UK, killing off regional twangs.
Really? I've thought that a few times, to be honest.
Yeah, but there's some that say it goes the other way. And it goes you don't hear that, to put that on your telly, if you will.
According to Dr. David Britton, who worked on the study...
Oh, he knows nothing.
Mainly due to increased social mobility. Although another culprit is television.
Telly, yeah.
Soap operas. That was the main thing, soap operas. When Coronation Street started in 1960, a lot of people hadn't heard that accent outside of, Manchester and all.
And everyone on telly sounded like this.
They did, yeah. This is the BBC. The King has resigned. What are we going to do?
Yes, I remember it.
It's true. It's funny because I come to London a lot, and I live in Manchester, and my family are very, they stay in Manchester, and so even now, like occasionally, my brother will pick me up on the odd word that is, I've said differently. Even I remember just saying, "Oh, pass me that remote control, please." He went, "Please." Coming up here talking like Queen.
Anyone know what a spelk is?
Is it like a splinter?
It is, yes, and you only find that in the northeast of England.
Stop mourning, soft lad.
Soft lad, get that
I've got a spelk, Dad. Spelk in your finger? Stop bloody mourning. I've had one in my eye for 12 years. Because there's words that you use in Manchester that I always find that fascinating. Like, we use the words like mithered As you know,
Yeah, you're
someone's
mithered.
mithering
I'd say
you,
you're
it's just
you're
not
mithering,
mithered.
yeah.
I love
yeah.
that. And what I really like is like some of the swear words. So we use knobhead quite a lot in
classic.
Manchester, and they never use that word in London, which is weird because there's loads of them here.
Who might be our knight in shining armour when it comes to preserving northern accents?
It's not going to be anyone from the Tory party, is it?
You're not going to know this. This is a gentleman called Korean Billy. He's become an internet sensation. His videos teaching you how to speak with a Liverpudlian accent. Let's have a look at one of his lessons.
In Scouse, K sound sounds like clearing throat. For example, chicken, 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 dog, 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 dog. I'd like some chicken. I'd like some chicken.
This is the survey that tells us regional accents are dying out. One of the things that the study looked at was how people pronounce butter. It's quite simple. In the south, we say butter. In the north, they say margarine.
I'm going Brexit.
According to a linguistics researcher at Cambridge, Adrian Lehman, more and more people are using and pronouncing words in the way that Londoners do. Leave it out, Lehman, you slag.
You sounded just like Ian when you said that.
So that means at the end of this round, Paul and Jess have 3, and Ian and Jason leaping ahead with 4. So it's time now for the odd one out round. Paul and Jess, your 4 are Marina Stepanova, MC Hammer, Sarah Blizzard, and Dr. Henry Heimlich.
Ah, right.
Right.
OK. Out of all those, Dr. Henry Heimlich, who invented the Heimlich manoeuvre, this was an interesting story. Last week, I think he's in a sort of care home now, sort of thing. He's at the age of 96, and a fellow resident started choking, and he was on hand to do the Heimlich manoeuvre, and it's the first time ever he's ever actually been called upon to do it and save this woman's life. There he's obviously attacking that woman, so he's got a dark side to him. So who are the other people that you mentioned?
Marina Stepanova.
Yeah.
She does the hurdles.
Yeah, that's Stepanova. Yeah.
400-metre hurdles, though.
Yeah.
Really, really high.
So bottom left, Sarah Blizzard, did you
Sarah
say?
Blizzard.
We don't know what this Blizzard person...
She's a weather woman.
Sarah Blizzard is a weather presenter for East Midlands Today, taking over from the much-loved Karen Pissing It Down.
I read this story about MC Hammer. He doesn't like hammers.
What, he's got an aversion to hammers?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a weird thing to have.
Yes, they all have highly appropriate names, apart from MC Hammer, who recently revealed that he's scared of hammering.
Ah.
In a recent interview, he said, using hammers is always a scary proposition, man. You can hit your fingers. Henry Heimlich, according to the Daily Mail, the 96-year-old leapt into action and was at his patient's side in less than an hour. How did Dr. Heimlich play a pivotal role in the engagement of Carrie Fisher and Dan Aykroyd?
They were both patients of his. They both thought that one day they might choke, so they were having anti-choke lessons.
Did Carrie Fisher do the Heimlich manoeuvre to Dan Aykroyd, or vice versa?
Which would you like to say?
Who are you going to call?
I'm going to say Carrie was doing it to Dan.
Yeah. Carrie's doing it to Dan.
No.
No. Dan's doing it to Carrie.
Dan saved Carrie's life by performing the Heimlich manoeuvre after she choked on a Brussels sprout. Why, that's funny.
Bloody Brussels.
After saving her life, Aykroyd proposed, and Carrie accepted. She said, I thought, wow, what if that happens again? I should probably marry him. According to The Sun, while working on Britain's Got Talent, David Walliams once did the Heimlich manoeuvre on Simon Cowell. At least, that's what they told the runner when she walked in on them. There are loads of great names. Buzz, if you can tell me the occupation of the following people. These are all genuine. Les McBurney.
Fireman.
Yes, from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Bath Toothman.
Plumber. Dentist.
Very good, dentist. Mark DeMann.
Rapper.
Professional footballer.
Professional killer.
He's a footballer. Ian, of course, you get that. Yeah, he's
the full name.
he's Belgian.
Mark Demand, a defender, I would guess.
Yes.
Wait a minute. There's something strange going on here.
Yes.
Ian Hislop's voice isn't quite the same as it normally is. And the Ian Hislop I know knows nothing about football.
It's Ross Kemp in an Ian Hislop suit.
Leave it out.
So they all have highly appropriate names, apart from MC Hammer, who recently revealed he's scared of hammers and hammering. Before he hit it big, MC Hammer formed a Christian rap group called the Holy Ghost Boys, before 2 members left to form a father and son group.
How long's that joke been lying around?
As a record-breaking hurdler, Marina Stepanova is very appropriately named, though things are looking bad for the Russian medical advisor behind the doping of their 2012 athletes, Dr. Strukov. The instance of a name being linked to what you do is known as nominative determinism, a phrase first suggested by linguistics expert Norman Attiv and his German colleague Determinism.
This has got an end of series feel about it, doesn't it? You would have dared put out on the first show.
All the jokes that got left lying around.
Exactly. Scrape them up.
I'll do them.
Yeah.
There's a Belgian footballer called Mark DeMann.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, the French women's football team have that awful player, Mr. Gaulle. Ian and Jason, here are yours. A Snickers bar, Titty from Swallows and Amazons, the Port Isaac Shuttle Service, and Boggy Bottom.
Oh, I know this.
Oh, good.
The character in Swallows and Amazon used to be called Titty, and they've changed the name to Tatty, because they think a modern audience...
Would laugh at that.
Would laugh at
Yeah.
a girl called Titty.
Why?
God knows.
It's quite funny.
Yeah. People are so immature.
Yeah. The Port Isaac Shuttle Service. When it becomes an acronym, people find it offensive. It just says piss on the side of the...
So they've all been changed except Boggy
Bottom, which hasn't.
Right.
Very good, absolutely right. Loads of fun. Boggy Bottom in Hertfordshire came 3rd in a recent survey of rude place names. Can you name any others?
I live near a place called Licky End.
Really? There's the winner in the rude place name survey was Bell End.
Classic.
That came first. Brown Willie came second. You could have had Crotch Crescent in Oxford.
But if you could have had it, but
You could have.
if you use the ointment, it goes away after a week.
Yeah. The same ointment works for Fanny Hands Lane in Lincolnshire.
Wow.
Or Fudge Pack upon Humber in Humberside. And yes, Titty's been redubbed Tatty in order to sound less rude, which angered the niece of the real-life Titty, who said, "I would absolutely wring someone's neck if I could only find out whose neck I could wring." And the actress Sophie Neville, who played Titty in the 1974 film adaptation, what does she have to say about that?
Not bothered?
She said, "People still call me Titty to my face." According to the Sunday Times, the BBC have ruined a classic by replacing tit with tat. Or that could just be a review of Top Gear. So before it became Snickers again, the popular Mars bar chocolate bar Snickers was changed to Marathon bar when it was launched in the UK. Why?
Did they think that Snickers sounded like knickers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. It is. Idiots. So they've all changed their names to avoid sounding rude, apart from Boggy Bottom, which is keeping its name, despite being deemed one of the rudest place names in the country. According to the British Food Commission, one of the unhealthiest dishes ever was Anthony Worrell Thompson's pie, which contained 5 Snickers bars, which is apparently the only way you could get them out of the supermarket without paying. A taxi service in Port Isaac has had to change its name after the acronym spelled out PISS. And now that this precedent has been set, it's worrying times for the Cornish Union of Night Transport. That took you a while.
They're my favourite sort of jokes because I know what a writer's room looks like and they will have all been just the first one trying to get it right. Cornish Union. Oh my God, I've got it! I've got it!
For many years, Snickers has been one of the Mars Corporation's 3 mega brands. According to a case study in marketing communication, Mars do not seek growth through innovation, but rather through global expansion, a sort of chocolatey ISIS. Which means that at the end of this round, it's still 3 points to Paul and Jess, and Ian and Jason leaping ahead with a mighty 7. Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication, Rubber Chicken, the kids' entertainers magazine. And we start with, what is possibly the most Waitrose thing ever?
The fig and horseradish kale crisps are in the essentials aisle.
It's actually tasting notes on Special Brew.
Brilliant.
Waitrose say they're promoting the beer to appeal to a growing demographic amongst their shoppers, the second homeless. Next, Westminster Abbey to be turned into what? And some priests aren't happy about it.
KFC.
Westminster Abbey to be turned into the police. And some priests aren't happy about it.
There's a Gucci catwalk.
Really?
Oh.
When they heard about the protests from members of the church, several of the models walked out before stopping, posing, turning around and walking back in again. Next, Nigel's golden rule. Don't what after what?
Don't drive after drinking. It's not that, is it?
Don't drink after driving. He's had a few by then.
Don't drink after drinking.
It says, don't do TV after more than 5 pints. Talking about drinking and politics, Nigel Farage said, Enoch Powell told me he always had a glass of wine to loosen up, which would explain the late changes he made to his Rivers of Joy speech. Kids don't want a poodle riding a unicycle, they want what?
To play inside a gorilla enclosure.
The kid's alive!
Yeah. He's all right.
They want the exact opposite. They want a unicycle riding a poodle. Cushiony birds. Bouncy fowl.
Not a million miles away, actually.
I know I'm not. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear me.
Shall I tell you?
You might as well, we're here.
It's, they want a simple balloon animal. Parents have complained that the price of balloon modelers has gone up in recent years, probably due to inflation.
Somewhere I can't help feeling the Christmas crackers are going to be empty this year.
Next, sight of what in Wokingham causes quite a stir?
Spoon.
Isn't that I think that is right. There was something about a spoon in...
Real giant spoon, sight of giant spoon, is it really?
I think it is genuinely about a spoon.
I was trying to make a very poor joke, but obviously I should be working for whichever paper wrote this. Shakespeare's spoon. Would this be the spoon that he wrote The Tempest with?
It's not a spoon.
Oh, it's not
Isn't
a spoon.
it?
No. Don't listen to her, she's an MP.
Not a spoon.
Shall I tell you?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
There's a large fajita lying in the road.
It caused quite a stir.
The Mexican snack was apparently so large that, according to one witness, a bus mounted the pavement to avoid it. The identity of the bus driver is not yet known, but the company he worked for was Arriva Arriva. Nice. UK's annual clown gathering gets off to a shaky start when what?
When Bobo punches Boris Johnson.
Is it when the Coulrophobic Society booked the same hotel on the same night?
What phobic?
I'm not even explaining that, because that is a clever joke.
Yeah.
Coulrophobic?
Fear of clowns.
Shall I tell you?
Yeah, please do.
Just one turns up.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, he must have been lonely all his adult life. Next, Stephen Hawking says what is beyond his understanding?
Grinder. I mean, I don't know what he gets up to. Maybe it's not.
Is it physics?
Trump is beyond his understanding.
Well done, yeah, Trump's popularity, very good. Hawking called Trump a demagogue who appeals to the lowest common denominator. Trump is expected to reply to the comments as soon as he's looked up the words in a dictionary. After hearing Hawking's comments about his intelligence, Donald Trump responded by saying, "Come over here and type that." And finally, veteran kids entertainer Dick Osland's motto is what?
No refunds. Cash in hand before I put the hat on.
It's keep it simple, make it fun.
Oh, yeah.
So the final scores are Paul and Jess with 4, but Ian and Jason romp away with the night with 7. And I leave you with news that at London Zoo, the vet begins a round of prostate examinations. What is that animal?
Bush baby, maybe?
It's an aye-aye.
Aye-aye.
Aye-aye?
Oh, is it?
That's a noise it makes when you stick a finger out.
Aye-aye. At Claridge's in London, the chefs react quickly as Gordon Ramsay falls into the deep fat fryer. There's an air of distrust as UN diplomats meet for talks with President Assad about his chemical stockpile. With his visitors from Botswana about to arrive, one pensioner discovers that his wife has torn the relevant pages out of his joke book. And in Dover, there's a triumph for the Remain campaign as they lure Boris Johnson onto a zip wire that goes all the way to Calais. Good night.